So I think when I'm doing a snapshot for my video, the thought in the back of my head is always along the lines of, so what's the most awkward face you can make for a video snapshot? All right, welcome. I am live, and tonight we are here talking about a couple of things. I got a Blu-ray today. Did not expect that, and it's just one little odd little pickup. There's an indicator sale coming up. The only sale that they have a year. They have a one sale a year. This is it. This is not like Criterion. Hey, Juan, where you get like a couple sales a year and a flash sale here or there. It's not like Vinegar Syndrome where you get the halfway to Black Friday and the Black Friday sale. Nope. With Indicator, you get that one sale. This is their once a year, one time they do a sale, and it's usually kind of a big deal. So that's I've got my Indicator titles here. I got a lot of Indicator box sets. I got a couple of the other things. We'll talk about some stuff that kind of are my dream list of Indicator stuff to get. I'll show you what else I picked up today. I will let you know right now. Last night, the latest episode of Just to This podcast, episode 120, I think it is, just landed. And if you haven't seen it yet, or I'm sorry, if you haven't heard it yet, hey Mug, hey again Mug, definitely check it out because I was lucky enough and honored enough that Brian invited me back on after having me on there twice. For some odd reason, he invited me on for a third time, and we got to talk a lot about with a new segment he's doing, and I got to be the first person to do the segment with him. So that was quite the honor, and it's basically the watch list, the watch pile. So if you haven't checked it out, actually this one, they don't normally, they'll have a little bit of a sale, but they only have one big sale. And if you miss it, that's it. I know this from past experience, actually, when I was going to buy some Indicator stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see, are they doing a sale for this time? They're doing a Black Friday type sale. And that year, I don't think they did. Actually, they said, no, we had our sale, and we have one big sale, and unless it changes, one big sale once a year, and that's coming up. That's actually this weekend, I think. So if you've never seen Indicator before, I got some stuff to show you. If you have seen Indicator but you're kind of curious about it, oh yeah, it's on Apple. I have a iPhone, so that's what I listed on too. I listed onto the the podcast app on Apple, and it is just JUST, the discs, DISC. Oh, the special features on William Castle set are amazing. Especially that documentary. Don't you love that documentary? I think it's on Volume 1. I'm pretty sure it's on Volume 1. I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, I think it is. Because there's a really, really great William Castle documentary. So great, in fact, that I watched it. It ended. And then I rewatched the same documentary over again. That's how much I like that documentary. Anyway, first off, before going anything else, one, please, you don't have to leave right now, but listen to the Just to This podcast. I would consider it a great honor if you did that. I don't know, Michelle. We totally have to get together and write that slasher version of Dirty Dancing. It has to be a thing. So I listed a Arrow film on the latest one, actually as a tribute to Michelle, because I want to see her back. I want to hear her back on Just to Disc, because not gonna lie, her and Steph, two of my favorite co-hosts that are on that podcast. I'm my third favorite. So I'll go with that. No. Rob's my third favorite. I'm fourth. So, I'm down there a bit. All right, I picked up something today that I've been meaning to pick up for a long time. Hey, Andy. But I was at Dollarama because I heard from Enready that they're starting to put out their Halloween DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff. So unfortunately, they didn't have any of those at my Dollarama yet. Plus, I was picking up bread there because Wonder Bread is you get the softest Wonder Bread, and it's $2. And Anyway, I buy bread there. But I was going through, and I just like did a really quick run through, and I hadn't picked this one up, and it's one that I've been wanting for like a long time. Maybe I'm the only person that likes this one. We'll find out. Oh, it's definitely available in America because that's where it went from. Tell you what, let me show you. I will do this really quick. So this is your, I got mine plugged in here. Oh. So this is your podcasty thing. You click on this. You go to your search, which I do. You put in JUST space THE space TISCS. Just this podcast. You click on that. And you see this here logo right here. And you go here. In the latest episode, that is me. So, so it's definitely available in America. It's only in North America, and I think in the UK as well. So you can have it with your tea, like I do. Anyway, so I picked up The Rules of Attraction. So if you've ever seen the movie, and I'm sure you have, American Psycho, this is in that universe. Like some would say this is actually not American Psycho 2, but this film is the actual kind of sequel to American Psycho. And it has a fantastic cast, great music actually, and a really kind of weird time narrative that it works with. And I really dug this movie. It's got we got James Van Der Beek in a very, very dark role. Very an Dawson-like role for James Van Der Beek. Ian Somerhalder is here. There's Shannon Sossamon is in this one here. You've got Jessica Biel. She has a small part. Thomas Ian Nichols has an important part. Swoosie Kurtz, Faye Dunaway. Actually, one of my favorites too is in here. Whose name I can't remember right now. Oh, Paul Williams. Paul Williams actually has a role in this film as well. What's really kind of cool about this is there's some neat features on this one. So if you like this movie, you want one, you're probably going to dig it. Where's the indicator sale PMAC? It's happening this I think this Friday. So they made an announcement on Twitter, on the Twitterverse, and first they just showed like the logo with the lightning thing that they do for their sales, and then they came up, basically sale Friday. So that's why I'm gonna be showing my indicator stuff, which PMAC there probably has a lot. I'm pretty sure has a lot more of, especially of the regular stuff, the singer stuff than I have. You found it right on. But what's super cool about this is it has a few commentaries. 5 revolving door commentary tracks by the cast and crew, plus a bonus commentary. Hey, Asian movie enthusiasts, you know this movie? With a mystery guest. So I'm gonna let you know, but does anybody here, I gotta say, does anybody have Rules of Attraction? Does anybody have this movie? Am I the only person that likes this movie? I'm a Bret Easton Ellis fan. I've read a lot of his stuff. That's it. Well, I got you, PMAC. Get Logan in there. Got Michelle. Brian, Steph. That's the big guns. Never seen. Oh, did you like Michelle? Did you like American Psycho? Because in it, James Van Der Beek in this film here, because this is based on a Bret Easton Ellis novel as well, right? So James Van Der Beek plays the brother of Christian Bale. No, he's not an out-and-out psycho. It works different. Basically, at the beginning of the film, we kind of see the end of the film, but we see the end of the film out of context, and then it goes back to the beginning, and we go on that ride that brings us up to what happens at the end of what happened at the beginning of the film, to get to the ending. What's really cool about this, and what's really super kind of comical about this, Michelle, is they did a celebrity guest commentary for this as one of the bonuses. And there's a comedian, a prop comedian, called by the name of Carrot Top. and I'm sure you guys know what Carrot Top is. Carrot Top does the mystery commentary for the Rules of Attraction. Unusual to say the least. So if you didn't want it already because, well, it's got a kick-ass cast, and it's by a Bret Easton Ellis. It's a Bret Easton Ellis novel, and it is, it's connected to American Psycho much more than American Psycho 2 is. It also has a freaky commentary by Carrot Top, which I'm willing to bet absolutely nobody before looking into this would have guessed that, because it just says in the back, bonus commentary by mystery guests. Nobody in the world would have ever thought, do you know who I think is going to be doing a commentary for a Bret Easton Ellis movie? Obviously Carrot Top. Obviously prop comedian Carrot Top. That's who it's going to be. Anyway, definitely cool to check out. I actually bought this in my local Dollarama for $3 here, and which will be cheaper over in the good old US of A there. Or probably you can get this at your Poundland, more than likely, if it's available there in the UK. So, Rules of Attraction, definitely one worth checking out. I waited a long time to get this one on Blu-ray, and I really want to listen to the Carrot Top commentary, but I got to watch the movie again. Just a really kind of cool twist and turning way to go. So we got a Indicator sale coming up, and it looks like it's coming up on Friday. I'm going to just double check that. I'm going to check here on my phone just to make sure that I got the date right for the Indicator sale. I want to make sure it's right. I am in Canada. I'm actually in Nova Scotia. So in order to put this into context, so if you've ever seen the movie My Bloody Valentine, Michelle, the original one, that was shot 10 minutes from where I'm at right now. So today, when I went out to do some shopping and just go do some stuff, had a couple things I had to do. We actually drove through Valentine's Bluff, or as it's actually called in real life, Sydney Mines. So I go there on a regular basis. Now, I want to thank everybody that's shared the thing on Twitter and liked it, because I get really nervous when I do this stuff. Is there a card? I didn't get. I didn't get a card, and I am one of the founders, because I was there from the beginning. I was one of the very first people to sign on to the Criterion channel. So let us look at Indicator. So here we go. This Friday at noon, our only sale of 2019. Starts Friday the 23rd of August, noon, UK time. Ends Monday the 26th, midnight, UK time. So there you go. There's the sale. Don't say I didn't do anything nice. My Blood Valentine, when you're actually a cult, Jason, that's actually being put out by, not just by Scream Factory now, but the Australian Blu-ray DVD company that does the Cult Collection. I'm not sure if it's related to Umbrella, or they're just both done in Australia. But they usually have the kind of this gray banner to the cover, and they put out a lot of really cool stuff. I don't think it's Umbrella. It may be Umbrella under the Cult. Is the Cult Collection, with the gray banner, is that Umbrella too? Because they put out Andy Warhol's Dracula and Andy Warhol's Frankenstein and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, they're putting out My Bloody Valentine as well. So if you're not in the North America and you're like, I'm going to miss out on My Bloody Valentine. No, luckily you're not, because you're going to have the choice of getting the Scream Factory edition of it or getting the Australian edition of it. And of course, if you live in the UK or somewhere like that, then the Scream Factory edition is more than likely that's going to be region locked. So you're not going to miss out. You're not going to lose out on this one. My Bloody Valentine is something that a lot of people wanted to see on Blu-ray for a while. You think Shock's the company that releases them? Thanks, Iceman, because I do not know. So I will definitely better your knowledge on it. So I got a bunch of Indicator. Oh, nice. I got a bunch of indicator stuff here, mostly box sets. But I just got a couple Blu-rays, so I'm going to show you kind of what the indicator. In case you've never gotten an indicator before, this will be like a nice starter to give you an idea of kind of what their stuff is like. So first off, I got this one on my birthday, and happy birthday to me. Now, one thing about indicator is you have this. In the early ones, they had like DVD, Blu-ray. They would kind of dual format. Mostly now, though, it's mostly just Blu-ray. They've kind of moved away from the DVD portion of it. So the thing that you should know is that all of the indicator stuff, unless it goes out of print, has a big booklet in here. Really cool looking booklet, like really kind of cool and thick, lots of writing and stuff on there. Lots of really cool stuff. Now, if it goes out of print, they will re-release it again. What's my favorite box from Indicator? Jason, you're going to find out, actually, because I'm going to show it in a second. Once it goes out of print, they will re-release it, but to take the booklet out of it, which usually is what they'll do. I'm not quite sure if they take out, like when they have like dual covers, because on a lot of these, I'll just take it out and show you. So, like this one here just had basically had the same cover without the, like some people are bothered by this here, like this ratings logo. So they'll put like that there, and they'll put like the whole, like, it'll look just like the poster, right? So, always cool. You can't go wrong with that. I'm a huge fan of Happy Birthday to Me. I think this one went in a print and came back with a regular edition. So just to let you know, if you buy this one now, I don't think the booklet is going to be in there. You guys, if anybody knows, and if I'm incorrect on that, definitely correct me. I'm always up for being corrected. I got to make mistakes at least once or twice a night. Ask Michelle about my Twitter mistakes. She knows I make mistakes. Happy birthday to me. Next up is, of course, the classic Amicus. And this is an anthology I really like. It's one of my favorites, and that is Torture Garden. And I think what makes this one really, really good is it has a great... Hey, Kathy, welcome. I was actually talking... My voice can't go, not tonight. I was actually talking to Kathy last night. We had a really nice conversation. Torture Garden here is a fantastic anthology film, or I guess what they say in your portmanteau, right? But anthology film, but what I call them. And it has a great wraparound with Burgess Meredith, who just does an amazing job. Sometimes you forget what a good actor Burgess Meredith is. And there are some great actors in this one here, and some really cool stories. They're all really fun. The Man Who Collected Poe stands out to me. You got this one before it went out of stock? So obviously, this one, like the other one, originally had this amazing, amazing booklet in here. And the new edition won't have the booklet, but you'll still get a really great, exactly, Aceman, thank you. That's true, actually. Indicator are always good that way. Like some companies, you never know, like if you're going to get the booklet or not, right? But Indicator will always let you know. They'll always say, okay, we're getting into 50 copies. We're getting into 150 copies of this one. Like this one's going low. This one's almost out of stock. I know that one of the gripes some people have had recently with Arrow, which is a shame because I think Arrow's an amazing company, have been that you're never quite sure if you're going to get that booklet or not. With Indicator, you never have that issue because basically they're up front and like they have a way to keep track of it and to kind of let you know whether the regular edition or the limited edition, which one you're going to end up getting. And of course, they have some great stuff in here. Great interviews, some amazing stuff, some fantastic pictures. And that being said, even if you get the regular edition without the booklet, sometimes you miss out on the booklet. Don't let that dissuade you from getting the film. Kathy, you're about to see my box sets in a second, because they do really great stuff. And as you can see with this Torture Garden one, some people were iffy on this cover, but then this cover, a lot of people thought was utterly gorgeous. So this is the alternate artwork for the Torture Garden cover, and there are some great features on here as well. When Indicator started out, I found the features tend to be kind of be a little bit lighter. Yeah, like that's the thing. Bunny Lake should come back. I mean, like, unless they're for some reason they lost the licensing rights. Normally, what happens, Michelle, is that it'll go to stock for a while, kind of like the New Centurions did, like with because the New Centurions, that went out of stock as the with the limited edition it anyway, right? And then I think it was a month or two later they brought it back, but it just didn't have the booklet in it. So as far as I can tell, you can hit them up on Twitter, but I think Bunny Lake is Missing would definitely be one of the ones that would come back. They just would just be sans the booklet. So you'd still get like any of the features that were on, you'd still get all that, and you still get the great print of the film that would be on that edition. Of course, they're not just going to send you a box, but you just be missing out on the booklet. So Bunny Lake is Missing may not be missing for you for too long. All right, so like Kathy mentioned, like Jason mentioned, like Michelle mentioned, like everybody's mentioned, Indicator getting kind of known for the box sets. That's kind of what they're really being known for. It like I mean like that either edition you get for that one, it's incredible. Anybody that's watched my channel for a while knows that for 2018, like every year I do my top 10, top 12 releases basically, and there's always something's got to make number one. Something's got to be number one. And I think a lot of people thought that the Ingmar Bergman Criterion set was going to be the number one release for 2018. For me, I actually didn't end up getting that to 2019, but I was super stoked when I did, and it's a fantastically amazing release. But my 2018, my release of 2018, my top release of 2018, actually was that limited edition of Night of the Demon, which also known as Curse the Demon in North America, which was really, really good, really well done. So without further ado, let's just dive into the box sets that I got. I do have a few of them, so we can go through them. And some of these are gone out of print. Some of these, will definitely come back in print. With the box sets, usually what happens once the box set goes out of print, what they can do if they still have the rights to the films is they can put out the films singularly on their own without the without the booklets or the book that came with the original, or without the box itself. So the very first thing that I bought from Indicator, I got this because my better half was a huge fan, and it was actually her that picked it out, to be completely honest with you. And it made us fall in love with the company. It truly did. My better half is a huge fan of Ray Harryhausen, as am I, and which is really kind of cool considering I grew up in Canada and idolized Harryhausen and stop motion animation and the work that he did, the special effects that he did. And my better half grew up in Morocco idolizing the same films, so continents away. Anyway, so we picked up the Sinbad trilogy. And how this all started out, basically, is my better half had never seen, hey B Movie Archives, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. So she'd seen these other two, but she wasn't sure whether or not she'd seen the third one. She hadn't, by the way. And Twilight Time put it out, and it went. It sold out, and then she was pretty kind of bummed she couldn't get it. So this box set went on sale, and for a really, really good price. It's an amazing set, isn't it, Kathy? And I'll just show you guys what it looks like. So every one of the Indicator sets, for anybody that doesn't have them, will have this wraparound thing. And the wraparound here will have the number of your set on the back. So this one was limited to 2,000 to 6,000. And and what's really cool about this is they're fun. I mean, feature-wise, they'll list the features on the back. I'm just going to let you just see that. Anybody that watches this in playback can pause it if you want to, but there's a ton of features. There is an actual full Ray Harryhausen, around 60 or 80 page book on Harryhausen here and on the Sinbad films. What's really, really cool about this set, and Kathy will know this, Jason will know this, basically anybody that's got the set is going to know this, is that it talks about the Sinbad movie that wasn't made. So there was supposed to be a fourth Sinbad film. Basically, Sinbad Goes to Mars. I'm not joking. That's a real thing. It was supposed to be a real thing. And you can read all about it in this book right here. This is incredible. So again, I'll just let you see how how well they do this stuff. So one thing that they do is that and for their box sets, you notice right here. See, wouldn't that be awesome? Asian movie, like that'd be awesome. So as you can see, there is no indicator like right here. You get the indicator thing, all that. But right here, that you get the art. We get the artwork, you know, like the poster artwork, and I like that. There's like nothing on here. There's no like, there's no other thing on there. It's just the art. It's just the art, the title, the way that would have been if you put something in theater. The early ones had this here, like again the DVD Blu-ray combos. Now nowadays they don't, and you would see another incredible artwork on the inside of it, which I think is actually pretty damn cool. So I'll go through these a little bit faster. So this is the Golden Voyage of Sinbad, often thought of as the best one. This is the one, I think, yeah, John Philip Law is Sinbad. Carolyn Monroe is in this one, who, of course, is gorgeous. And who else is in this? Without getting into the territory too much tonight, because I did peeve some people off by talking about it a little bit too much. Tom Baker, who Doctor Who was in this one as the bad guy. The obvious bad guy, too, by the way. Things like the Vizier or something like that. And this one here, the artwork, as you can see, the infamous artwork there, that's actually the box set art. Very famous artwork. I love the cover art for these discs. It's just incredible the way they got these things done. And I especially love this. Let's just look at that. Does that not look incredible? It just really does. It looks amazing. And last but not least, the one that this has such the best cover art too. And Patrick Wayne, I think. Yeah, it's Patrick Wayne in this one. And of course, another Doctor Who, Patrick Troughton. So you get two Doctor Who's in this one too. The Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. This is actually way better than I thought it was going to be. Gorgeous, gorgeous cover. This is amazing. Truly, severely love this one. And I'll just let you see the alternate artwork as well. I mean, I do that on all these, by the way. It definitely is something, like this is definitely a better artwork in my opinion, but it's also nice to have a cool, like, early artwork. Now, I do think this one went out of print, and I'm pretty sure that when it was getting low, I was on my channel here and I let people know, like they're really doing, like Jason, they're really becoming, like, they're becoming big. They're becoming big, and what they're doing is incredible. You just can't go wrong with their stuff. Jane Seymour is gorgeous and everything, especially back then. And this is, yeah, that definitely is one of her best. Arrow does have some. Well, they both have nice releases. That's the thing. That's the good thing about it. So, right after that, what were they going to do after Sinbad? What box set could they put out? Well, they had more Ray Harryhausen films. So, what they did is they decided that after Sinbad, the best thing to do would be put out a Ray Harryhausen box set. So they put out this, The Wonderful Worlds of Ray Harryhausen, Volume 1 from 1955 to 1960. It's got 3 films. It Came from Beneath the Sea, 20 Million Miles to Earth, and the 3, no, Aeroplanes. And the 3 Worlds of Gulliver. Yeah, you got Michelle on your back if you say bad stuff about Arrow. And again with this one here, we have the. Am I getting Alice Sweet Alice? Eventually, yes, because that is an amazing looking release. I'm a huge fan of that film. Under Alice Sweet Alice, Communion, Holy Terror, right? Is that the 3rd title for that movie? It's got like 3 titles actually. This is a gorgeous one. I mean, like the book here is like, it's incredible. Just the amount of work that went into this, it's amazing. It's like 80 pages. It's a book at that point. 80 pages, it's a book. That's what I'm saying. All right, so we got the 3 Worlds of Gulliver, which I didn't own, so that was actually kind of a cool one. So I'm not going to go through all these like multiple covers again. The B-Movie Archive. Oh, but you got to save some money for this indicator sale. There's an indicator sale on Friday. Their only sale of the year. 30 million miles to Earth. And then my dad has this in, like, on a DVD, and it had like the creature. I can't remember the creature's name now, but the creature, like, he has like a statue, a little statuette of the creature. And of course, I love this cover. It came from beneath the sea. This looks awesome. If it's their final, so if it's their only sale of the year, I'm guessing at least 50% off. That's what their first sale was like. So, after the first volume, it only made sense that volume 2 would come out, right? And so, that's the cool thing. They put out, all they did put out first was their logo with a lightning, with the lightning symbol, and later on they verified that this Friday to Monday, from Friday to Monday, this weekend is their once a year sale. So once a year sale to me seems like, okay, this is going to be our big sale. Well, basically, we're this is it. This is the sale. This is where it's going to be like 50% off, 60% off, that type of thing. That's what I would assume. So this is the. And this isn't actually an earlier one. Well, then you're going to be happy, Jason, because in October, Vinegar Syndrome is putting out a box set. We don't know what it is yet. We think it's kind of a slashery type box set. And in November, there is going to be another box set. We assume at this point it's probably going to be Vice Academy 1, 2, and 3. But that's not confirmed that that's the November box set or if that's another one altogether. But there will be a horror box set for October, so just keep an eye out for that. And obviously, as soon as Vinegar Syndrome drops the announcement, you know I'm going to be talking about it here on the channel. So, all right, so we get the booklet. This is when we get in some of my favorite films, by the way, by Harryhausen. One of them right here, just right here. You know what it is. You know I love this movie. So what we get here is we get First Man on the Moon, which is a fun little film. We get Jason and the Argonauts, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. I love the special effects. I love just the way it's done. It's just so well paced. I pretty much just love everything with Jason and the Argonauts. This is a movie I watched over and over again when I was a kid. Love this movie. The skeleton, you know, the sword fight with the skeleton. I'm a huge sword fighting guy. You have great taste, Kathy. And of course, I love the artwork for Mysterious Island. You just gotta love this artwork. It is incredible that they like take the time. Like they could have like just put any artwork on there, and just this is beautiful. This is artwork. You see posters like I remember in the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, you got those like floating head posters. So, you know, Scream kind of started it, and it just seems so lazy. And even nowadays, like a lot of times we don't get real art on posters anymore. Like they take the the cut and paste type of way out there. How many times have you picked up a DVD and seen almost that exact same picture of a girl on a floor, like was kind of scraping the thing with a mysterious figure kind of pulling her back type of thing? So many times, right? It sounds familiar. And you can say, oh, I saw that was that movie, but it's the carvers have been used for so many films. So those were the. So between the Sinbad set and the two Harryhausen volumes, that was all the Ray Harryhausen that they had. But I'm so glad, I am so very glad that I was able to pick up both of these Ray Harryhausen volumes. Now, next up, and this one, you can't not mention this one. And Jason mentioned it earlier, actually. Indicator stuff, region free. A lot of it is actually. The one I'm about to show you is actually region free. And I think most of those other ones were too, to be completely honest with you. Like they'll always say when it's not region free, but as you can see right here in the back, like this, the Harryhausen stuff, for instance, right? It is, you can see it as an ABC listing with an all region for the DVD as well. That is a G.I. Joe shirt. I'm a big geek, like in all ways. So like from like movies to cartoons and stuff like that. So you will. I'm known. The last job that I worked at, Horror Hound Convention, Vinegar Syndrome. Jason, say hi to Vinegar Syndrome for me, because They may not know who I am right now. Let them know who I am and that I talk about their channel a lot. I even do podcasts about their channel. When your Twitter name becomes Mr. Vincent because you get asked constantly about Vinegar Syndrome, that's the thing. Okay, so this is the Night of the Demon limited edition box set that I'm super, super proud of. So this was the kind of the L that they had for that one there. 8,933 of 10,000. Actually, I wish I had more. I had Destro, and I think I had like a Snake Eyes as well, which I bought. Actually, kind of bought in my own money because my grandparents were not big on toys. Like they were more practical. Like they were older, so that was kind of the thing. Like they bought me some stuff, but lots of stuff. I was spoiled. But when it came to toys, it was usually like I'd save all my money for stuff like that, which might explain everything here. So anyway, so this is the Night of the Demon. What's really cool about this is there are actually 4 cuts of the film on here. 2 of them are actually brand new 2K restorations of the film that are done. And just to really quickly do it for you, there's the 96-minute Night of the Demon full-length pre-release version, the Curse the Demon US version, which runs at 96 minutes. And both of those have 2K BFI restoration presentations at a 1:75 aspect ratio. You're gonna get like this too is gonna have Night of the Demons, the UK theatrical cut at 82 minutes and the US theatrical cut, which is different again at 82 minutes. And then there's like a ton of like of basically like talking about like all the aspects of Night of the Demon, just appreciations and stuff like that. Like and they're all on the one that Jason has there as well. So if you miss it on the box set, like the regular one too, we'll still have all the stuff on there. And there's talking to Kim Newman, to Ramsey Campbell, to David Huckville. Just it goes on and on and on. So it was a 2-disc set, and in the limited edition there was a book. There's a book kind of here, like loving that. And like I said, this is legitimately. I did list this as my favorite release of 2018. I stand by that as being like the best release of 2018. Criterion's the Ingmar Bergman collection. That's definitely in a category of its own. But as an actual like a release, limited edition, like kind of release of or just a release of a film, definitely Night of the Demon is definitely it. So it also had this amazing double-sided poster, which I'll show you guys right here. There's the Curse of the Demon, and there is the Night of the Demon. And it's kind of comical that the demon is so prominently like figured on the poster when Jacques Tourneur did not want to have a creature on this one. Actually, B Movie Archives, this one is at a print. Yeah, I mean, like you can find it online sometimes, but as Jason will tell you, it can be a bit pricey to find. Like I say, keep an eye out for it. If you can grab it for a decent price, definitely do so. Like don't break the bank, but because there is a regular edition that has all the features, it's just missing the book and the poster. But if the book and the poster is definitely kind of a deal breaker for you, then like definitely go out and grab the if you can grab it. But if not, the standard edition, and Jason will tell you that has all the same features, but you don't get the book and poster, and of course the outer case type of thing. All right, so wasn't really doing these in any particular order, but I'm gonna try. And where's volume 1? Okay, so the next major volume that they put out, and we know that volume 4 is coming out now, so you guys know exactly what I'm going to talk about, is their Hammer sets. So the neat thing about Indicator is, unlike some companies, yeah, because either way, B Movie Archives, I really think it's a movie you should have in your collection. And the fact that there's 4 versions of there is basically, so they just announced that the 4th volume of Hammer is coming out. Scream of Fear is on it. We know that, and we just don't know what else is going to be on it yet. $100. Whoa. I know my dad had an extra copy of Night of the Demons. He ended up getting 2 copies of it, and he sold his like here like for $80, which you know was still, well, when he had to put in shipping from Newfoundland, that actually wasn't bad. The person actually got a pretty good deal for that, because shipping in Newfoundland is a bit expensive. So the first volume here of the Hammer stuff, and what I want to say, what's really cool about the Hammer sets that they put out is, unlike say most companies where you're just going to see like the vampire films, or you're just going to see some you know, going to see some of their, you're going to see certain, you're not going to see like a very eclectic mix. Their Hammer sets like go through like a pretty eclectic mix of films. It's definitely Hammer time, but I don't have my big parachute pants on. So this is the first volume here. It has the Gorgon, Maniac. I love Maniac, by the way. Fanatic, and Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. I will fight you on the quality of Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. I love that film. Put them out. 5,138 of 6,000. And just to let you see, like the unadulterated artwork is right here. And this volume here is called, because each have a title, Fear Warning. And this is a gorgeous set. And I totally agree, Kathy. It is awesome. So as you can see, there's 4 in this one. So we don't have the big thick booklet, like book in there. What they did instead is they broke it up into 4 big thick, you know, 20 to 30 page booklets, for one for each of the films, which I love even better than the actual, like the big books. So first off, we get a Curran Matthews film, and I'm a huge Curran Matthews fan. That is Maniac. So Maniac is one I really dig this movie. I watched this one a couple times actually. There's some neat little features on there. They have this thing where basically they have like a short thing where they talk about like one of the Hammer women. Do they have it on this one? They have it on a lot of them. Yeah, like Nadia Gray, Hammer Woman. And I find that in the early volumes, this first volume, there was like, the featurettes were like kind of short, like 8-10 minutes, that type of thing, sometimes even shorter, and it really left you wanting more. And as you go through, like you get from volume 1 to volume 2 to volume 3, you're going to notice that there's more features like present on each of the sets. That's something that's very noticeable actually. But there's some great movies on this one here. So we got, B-Movie, have a great evening there. Hopefully we'll talk there on Friday, and we'll see. I'll come on here. We'll see what everybody's getting from Indicator. We'll see how much that sale is, how good that sale is. So Curran Matthews, of course, from Sinbad. Sinbad? Yeah. Jeez. From Harryhausen. It's another one of those nice guys. Another one of those nice. Anyway, so Maniac, the Gorgon, which is really cool. I love the Gorgon. I think this is a really fun film. And you know, there's Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee's in this one. Barbara Shelley, the gorgeous Barbara Shelley's in this as well. Again, just so you guys can see, here is like one of the booklets. The Killer was so well done, and I love the twists in that one. Like you can kind of see the twist coming, but it is a really cool twist, and they do kind of like just keep it suspenseful right to the end, which is one thing I really enjoyed about that. So there you see Barbara Shelley on the Gorgon right there. It's great stuff. These booklets are incredible. Each of these movies has their own booklet. Once the Hammer sets are gone, like they may be putting these out, but you're gonna miss out on those amazing booklets. Don't do that. Don't miss out on these booklets. They're kind of sexy. They're kind of fun. So next up is Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. And this, speaking of gorgeous cover art, Jason, just look at this. Like, does this mummy, this is like a King Kong level, like the mummy does not look like this in the film. He's not like the size of a gigantic monster. Though I do like this film. I like the dueling brothers in the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. And I thought this was well done. Actually, I like all of the Hammer mummy movies. I'm a huge fan of the mummy films. Now, he does have the shape. That shape, though, you can see the mummy right there. And again, we got what you would call kind of like the glamour shot. So, as always, like I'll just, like for this one here, I'll just take it out and show you. Because like, as you can see now, it's just gone to Blu-ray rather than being Blu-ray DVD combo pack. You can see that there is like always alternate artwork on all these here. I'll leave some of the alternate artwork for you to find out on your own when you actually buy the sets. But again, like this one right here is, you know, just like, because I was, you know, like Jason asked before there, is it region free? It's again, this one is region free. It's an ABC release. You get like this one here, basically you get like an analysis of the film. Hammer's Women, Jan Roland, Diabolix magazine's editor-in-chief, Kat Ellinger. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Kat Ellinger and Sam Deegan and Heather Drain. Like they do some great commentaries and stuff, like on a lot of the Vinegar Syndrome stuff, especially the adult stuff recently. Which of course I don't know anything about, because I don't. And this is one that I actually really like. It's actually called Die Die My Darling. It's the title that I saw it under originally. That is the Fanatic with Tallulah Bankhead and a very young and very attractive Stephanie Powers. I think Donald Sutherland is actually in this one too as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he is. So you get like Donald Sutherland in this one here. So if Vinny was here right now, he would be super stoked, because I'm mentioning Donald Sutherland, and I know Vinny likes Donald Sutherland, but Vinny's not here. He's missing out on a Donald Sutherland reference. So Michelle, you got to let Vinny know he's missed out on a Donald Sutherland reference. Shame, shame, shame. So that was volume 1 of Hammer. Oh, that's not the only volume of Hammer. No, like there's, like we mentioned there, like I mentioned there before, there's 4 volumes of Hammer. Like there's the 4th volume is coming out. So that means there was 3. One, the Discum region in William Castle is not, volume 2 is not a region. Which one is that, I wonder? Well, we'll get there. Which one is it? You find it for me. So this is the Snorkel, Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, which I think was called Never Take Candy from a Stranger in North America. The Full Treatment, and Cash on Demand. Cash on Demand tends to be the favorite of a lot of people. Straight Jacket. Makes sense, because that was released in North America. So that's probably why. So again, like some really cool stuff. You want to talk about like having an early numbering for this one. So I've actually never looked at the numbering on some of these here until like now. It's never been like a thing. But this one is number 77. So in the first 100. The Snorkel's amazing. I love the Snorkel. Zombie, my dad, like when I was growing up, my dad was always talking about this movie. It was a Hammer film. It was really good. You couldn't get it on DVD or anything like that. It was just one of those ones that he really loved. Hey, Dave, pretty good. There's an Indicator sale coming this Friday. Their only sale of the year. So just to let you know, if you're an Indicator fan, yep, get ready for that. So we're talking Indicator tonight. So we would talk about this. You talk about this movie and this killer, and you wear the snorkel, and eventually, that's, you know, at the time I don't think this is like pre-internet and stuff like that. Oh, then you're in for a treat because they got a sale coming up, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to avail of it, but if I could, I know Blue Collar is one of my top ones I want to get. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things, is that they don't just focus on the horror. They do the suspense. They do the adventure stuff. I kind of dig that. I really like that. This is their only sale of the year, and I don't really have the cash to do this sale, to be completely honest with you, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get something at least. So this is the Snorkel. Actually, kind of a goofy cover, but let's see what the other cover's like. Let's see if it's better in the other cover. Oh yeah, this is way, way better. And this actually is a really cool little film. Think of it, there's a movie, God, I think it was Joan Crawford was in it. And basically, I Know What You Did. So basically, think of it in the kind of like the teenager in peril, the teenage girl in peril type of film, where somebody, or like in Stepfather, for instance, where the younger person knows that this older person is a killer, is bad, is doing something really wrong and nasty, but no one is kind of believing them. And that's kind of what Snorkel kind of territory goes into. And this is the booklet right here. You'll find out like why the snorkel, why it's so important that he wears the snorkel in the film. That's a very important plot point, and you find it early on. So next up is one that is a bit brutal. and it is really, really good, and it is well done, and especially considering the subject matter, uh, it is very tastefully done, but it's a gut punch too, and that is Never Take Sweets from a Stranger. And I don't think that I gotta honestly tell you what Never Take Sweets from a Stranger is going to be about. Uh, and it's a good one. As you can, as well, you can't see, but like conspiracy theories inside Never Takes Sweets from a Stranger. Now this was like, it runs at 25 minutes long. You're starting to see like the perfect horror chord, 4 to 4 minute long appreciation of the film's composer. You're starting to see like a lot of bigger featurettes on this here. Torture. Actually, that's one of the first ones I showed Dave, actually. It's still available, you just won't get the booklet. And there you can see Never Take Sweets from a Stranger. Extremely well done film. Obviously, it's a topic, like it's a subject matter, not easy to do, but they do it really well. Next up, you get The Full Treatment. And I'll be honest, I think this is the only one I haven't watched on this set yet. Of course, it has the alternate complete and uncut UK version with original titles and alternate censored US version. So which runs at 108 minutes actually. Wow. Kind of cool actually. Why haven't I watched this one yet? Maybe I should wait till October. I'll watch this one during October. As long as got a kind of romantic thing right there going on. This is, of course, done by the great Val Guest. This one I want to share the... so that's the alternate title, Stop Me Before I Kill. So, again. But most people, when they see this box set and the movie that they will end up talking about, Kathy, this is one of the reasons I suggest you get this one, aside from those like really good films, is there is an amazing film starring Peter Cushing and Andre Morel. And that is Cash on Demand. I do not have the Legacy. That's a thought during the sale, actually. That's a nice thought, actually, Dave, so thank you. So Cash on Demand, if you've never seen it, see it. Fantastic film. Really, really fantastic film. There's actually an alternate cut of this film, a UK cut that only runs like 67 minutes long. So that's a tight cut. So that is volume 2. Kathy, that's when you gotta see it. It's Cash on Demand. I'm great film. I'm standing behind Cash on Demand. Now the next set, I guess, was the one that some people were not didn't grab as quickly, and it's because they didn't go with a lot of like any real like horror stuff in the third set, but they did some really cool stuff. So this is Blood and Terror. It's the third volume, and it has Camp on Blood Island, Yesterday's Enemy. Well, the sale, see, Kathy, the sale's coming up. Stranglers on Bombay and the Terror of the Tongs. I actually really like Terror of the Tongs. It gets like a bad rap a lot because some people find the lead actor kind of stiff, but I actually really like him. So you get it here. Now, one thing I haven't really mentioned about the box sets is the like display purposes too. They work really well, as you can see. Like down here, you can see in the different colors they'll have the numbers of the films, kind of like Criterion does, but in what I think is a snazzier looking way. And the covers kind of wrap around a bit. So this is Christopher Lee. I'm not joking. This is Christopher Lee from Terror of the Tongs. And again, like great features. And I love this one. Thanks. Kathy also likes this one. So we got Terror of the Tongs, which I thought was a really, really fun film. Really well done. And you got Stranglers of Bombay. These are almost like, I'd say like you can kind of double feature these films. But there's so much in common that I kind of would. I kind of do one night and maybe like one the next type of thing. So these are kind of their action type of films. And then next up you get Yesterday's Enemy, which is a really good like war film with Guy Rolfe and and Stanley Baker. And of course, the infamously famous The Camp on Blood Island there with Andre Morel again. So like some really good stuff. I love this cover, by the way. So really great stuff with that set. And I actually really like that set. Hey Trini, how's it going? Trini, in case you don't know, or in case you haven't been checking it out, Indicator. They have one sale a year, and that's this weekend. Friday and Monday, dude. Friday and Monday. But that's not all that I got set-wise from them. Because as it was mentioned, hey, who cannot grab? I think they might put the Robin Hood. I think eventually, I mean, either Robin Hood one, if they do a fifth one, I can see it going on there. With Scream of Terror being like the first one showing from there, I'm kind of expecting either what I would ideally I would like to see like X the Unknown and stuff like that. But what I think we're probably going to get is we'll probably get Scream of Fear, probably Revenge of Frankenstein if they can get a really good print of that one. Two Faces Dr. Jekyll is a possibility for the next set if they want to go like horror wise with the set. If they don't, then they can definitely do like then they definitely like kind of mix it up. Do Scream of Fear, do Miniature Force, which is the Robin Hood one I think that you're talking about. I think that's the name of it. Or Robin Hood Sheriff Force, something like that, and kind of like mix it up like that. But I think we're going to get like 4 to 5 titles, probably 4, in the fourth volume. And I do hope that they're going to like push it because I think they have enough for a fifth volume. And I would like to see 5 volumes for the Hammer sets. It is just so nice and refreshing to see the Hammer stuff being put out and just see so much different stuff. I'm a really big fan of the Robin Hood one that they did, so I would love to see that. So next up is the William Castle at Columbia Volume 1. And that's some really good films on this one here, especially on the first volume. The Tingler, 13 Ghosts, The Tingler, Homicidal, and of course, Mr. Sardonicus, which really freaked me out when I was a kid. And the makeup really, really got to me. And again, they are 4 really, really cool titles. Better than... Nice. I actually really like Homicidal. It's one that always stood out to me. Sam, I like the fact you stand by that statement. I gain more respect for you for standing by that statement. Because when I make controversial statements like that, I stand by, it's sometimes it always doesn't always work out for me, but it's that is cool. The Tingler, this is a great film. A lot of that, except Robin Hood. Oh yeah. So The Tingler is a really good one. Vincent Price. Not enough people like know the film or have seen the film. A lot of people have heard about the film, but way too many people actually haven't seen it. The Blasphemous. Richard Green. Oh, definitely. This is a really cool one for October. This is a real fun one for like for 31 days, like a horror basically for October. Great choice. Actually, might be on my list as well. Of course, next up is the 13 Ghosts. This is the controversial one. The 13 Ghosts originally came out, like there was a DVD of this one that came out. Oh, this is that you want? And it had the Ghost Viewer. And I was really upset. You guys know, if you watched my channel since last year, that I was really upset that the 13 Ghost Viewer was included in the set. They did kind of like a Ghost Viewer like within here. But what's really, really cool is that, which one is it? I think it's Mr. Sardonicus, actually. There is a really cool, well, I'll get to it in a second. Next up is Homicidal, which is a really kind of fun, different film. If you've never seen it, like don't know any, don't look at anything going in. If it's after all this time and you really don't know anything about Homicidal, honestly, go in blind, because it's got a bit of an odd twist, which is it's definitely William Castle's Psychos. This is what it is. And Mr. Sardonicus, of course, and I think it was Mr. Sardonicus that has it on here. One of them has it on here. So there's basically, because there's like their features on this are incredible. But I'm looking for the big William Castle documentary. which I'm sure was on this one here. Here we go. It's on the 13th Ghost, actually. There's an 82-minute long spine tingler, the William Castle story, which, Michelle, is a great, great documentary. If you've never seen it, definitely this. You will want to own every one of William Castle's films. You will get a new respect for William Castle from watching that documentary. And a lot of people often forget that William Castle was not only the great like showman and an incredible director of some of these like really cool, really cheesy, really fun films, but he also like later in his career he produced the famous Rosemary's Baby. And at one point was set to direct it before Roman Polanski actually was shoved in by the studio, but he was able to actually produce that. So I think his last film was probably Shanks, with Marceau. But that's him, right? I'm pretty sure that's him. I hope I'm right. If I'm not, you guys will definitely let me know in the comment section. But he did some really different, really unique films and did some odd films. Now, the second set that they put out definitely worked more along like the comedic stuff. And some people were iffy on the second set, like me included. But I was sold on the second set because it just had enough different and cool stuff on there and stuff that I hadn't seen and just some really weird stuff. So the William Castle at, thanks a lot, at Columbia. Oh, if you like these sets and stuff here, by the way, Indicators sale is this Friday to Monday. So keep an eye out on the website for that. So Powerhouse Indicator is like what you Google for them. This is volume 2. It's got Zots, the 13 Frightened Girls, which has a neat little story to it. The Old Dark House, and of course Straight Jacket, which is usually the movie that people want this box set for. So, but just some really weird stuff. I'd never seen Zots before. No, this stars Tom Poston. I guess a lot of people will know him from Newhart. You know, back in the day, doing it like Bob Newhart. Well, probably people my age will anyway, or people that grew up in Nick and Night type thing are gonna know him from Newhart because he was the handyman George on that. And he's actually in a couple of these. It's like Zots, the magic word for fun. I don't know how to describe this film. It's a charming film. And it's not a horror film, and not even remotely. It almost seems like something like Disney would have done back in the Flubber days, that type of thing. Next up is 13 Frightened Girls, which does sound like it's a Giallo. Doesn't it sound like a Giallo title to you, 13 Frightened Girls? Like it's going to be a Fulci thing, or it's going to be like one of that style. But it's not actually. It's almost like a Nancy Drewis type of teen mystery thing going on, kind of a spy adventure. What they did was, well, like William Castle always does, he's always got a gimmick. He's always got something that he's done. So he stated that when he made this film, he made like 13 versions of the film where each one of the girls was kind of the hero for the film. He didn't do that. He just made one version of the film. But, you know, it's great publicity anyway. It's a fun little one. As an arachnophobe, there's a sequence at the beginning of the film where this big spider like comes on their bus, which did kind of freak me out a bit, not gonna lie. So the Old Dark House, of course, you know, this is the like modern day, well, the 1960s edition of this one. Again, Tom Poston stars in this. Him and Tom Poston must have got along really well. And this is a more comedic version of the Old Dark House than the original, which does, you know, was very much tongue in cheek anyway. But the big one, I guess, the most serious one, exactly, take multiple endings to the extreme. Except like much like the punishment poll where he said, "Do you want Mr. How much are the sets usually at release date?" That's a good question. It varies, I think. From I've seen ones that have been like £49, and I've seen ones that have been lower. I've seen ones that have been higher too, or that like once the release got a bit higher. Now, where I'm not in the UK, and I'm buying them from usually from Amazon.co.uk or something like that. What usually happens with me is I'll put them on when I hear there's a set coming out. I'll put them on pre-order early because I know that usually within that time frame, you know, they're going to drop a couple times. So I kind of like put in my get it in for a good price. Now, what's going to be good about this is if this is a 50% set on for more, then, you know, if you can get these sets for like £20 to £25, that's a really great price. especially for like 4 films. And again, yeah, that's a perfect like thing there, Iceman. It's definitely probably going to depend on like the amount of films that's in the set and exactly what's in it. But Straight Jacket, this is the 4th one right here, which is Joan Crawford. For this one alone, I would definitely pick up the. I'm not going to lie, I would definitely pick up 2nd volume. They got some great little features on here. There's some neat things. Like Joan Crawford, like she could be mean to her, especially if she had an attractive like co-star. On Straight Jacket, actually, she got the original like actress that played her daughter fired, and because she thought she was too attractive, and was gonna upstage her a bit, so they had to hire like another girl at the last minute. Just one of the many things that here in the Spine Tingler documentary on the first set, just to let you know. So that's not all. I actually have 2 more indicator sets, which I will get through fairly fast here for you guys. Now, the next one up is the Western set that they put out. I was extremely excited when I heard about this set. I'm a huge fan of Bud Boddicker and Randolph Scott. I grew up watching a lot of Randolph Scott stuff. Well, no, not old enough, but basically on Saturday afternoon stuff, that type of stuff. So this is the 5 Tall Tales. You got the Tall T, Decision at Sundown, Buchanan Rides Alone, Ride Lonesome, and Comanche Station. Boddicker's films are often like a lot. They're definitely more. They're not your typical like North American westerns. They're not typical like kind of like Oatsers. And a lot of revenge tales, Randolph Scott kind of does this kind of the stoic character, and he does it so well. And there's the set, like the booklet right here. I love the way this is done because it's all like uniquely. Each one has kind of its own unique color to it, and just some really interesting stuff. Pictures, posters, stills, that type of thing. Now the way they did this set is, although there's 5 films, the way they did it was like, I'll show you. So here is Comanche Station, right? And that's what it's got Comanche Station, and you change it here, and there's wow, that's really nice. I'm actually probably gonna switch that over. That's a really nice picture of our Comanche Station. Some really cool features on here as well. Some really neat stuff. But you get to this one. So this is Buchanan Rides Alone, right? Which is a really cool film. But as you can see, there's 2 discs. So this is not a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. No, that's Buchanan Rides Alone and Ride Lonesome on here. So this is where you make your decision. So you can have Buchanan Rides Alone as your cover, or you could switch it around and put Ride Lonesome as your cover. That's up to you. But each of these have their own disc. So it's not a flipper, there's not 2 films on the one disc, it's not like getting compression issues or anything like that. No, they're both here, they're just both in this one. Just to save space. So same thing with this one here, the Tall T, which I guess is the infamous poster, or the famous poster there. You got, again, the 2 discs, and of course there is the incredible Decision at Sundown. So it's up to you which way you want to do it. You guys got so quiet all of a sudden. Well, do we have like no Western fans here? Is that what this is? But definitely worth checking out. Whoops. If you're a Western fan at all, if you like this type of stuff, got to make sure I'm putting this in right. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. Okay, there we go. Tall T is your favorite. You're getting kudos from me for that. And it says 4006 of 6000. You like your cowboys? So again, a great set. As you can see, indicators are very varied. The High Noon set looks amazing. It's a very varied company. It's not just horror. It's not just it's a bit of everything, as you can see here. Next up, it's just that I pick a lot of horror stuff, is the Samuel Fuller at Columbia set. I was so excited about this one here. There's so many great features on this. Um, then you got to get the Five Tall Tales. Again, sales coming up. Gonna tempt you. Remind you of they actually do remind me a lot of Criterion. It's like if Criterion and Arrow had a baby. I mentioned Arrow again, Michelle. If Criterion and Arrow had a baby, I think would be Indicator. Indicator is a company that's coming up so fast. Definitely look into them, because Boddicker is really good at doing kind of like a more adult, more revenge-based kind of Western. And I actually really enjoy them. I'm a big Randolph Scott fan too. And that comes from I think that comes from my dad and my granddad as well. Now the Samuel Fuller set, I have the Sony edition of this one, which is pretty bare bones. Now this of course is a Blu-ray, and the features, there are so many nice features, that if you even like remotely had any of this, I don't know, there's a big heating lady from Shanghai. um, But this is a really cool one, guys. Definitely pick this one up. We got It Happened in Hollywood, Adventure in Sahara, Power of the Press, Shockproof, Scandal Sheet, The Crimson Kimono, and Underworld USA. That's 7 films. Like 7 films. And what's really cool about this is some people will say, well, Samuel Fuller didn't direct all these films. He only directed a couple of the films on the set. But the thing is, what makes the set even better, what makes the set like even stand out more to me, is this isn't like just a set of like, okay, here's a few films that God directed. No, like some of these films are films that he wrote, that were directed by and sometimes like some famous people. It's his journey really, from screenwriter from eagle-eyed, from like bright-eyed screenwriter to frustrated screenwriter to auteur director, and you get to pretty much see that through these films. And as always, like, they have some incredible stuff, incredible booklets on here. This one here as It Happened in Hollywood, Adventure in Sahara, and Power of the Press. Now, just to let you know, there's a lot of features on here as well. And when I say a lot of features, I'm not joking. There is just some really, really kind of cool, unique, different stuff. Like some of them are shorter, some of them are kind of a bit longer. And what's really neat on this is because the movies, like these are early movies, like 67, like 70 minutes long type of thing, so they can put them on one disc without having to worry about any compression issues, and there are none. So next up we get like Shockproof and Scandal Sheet, and I think this may be one of my favorites. Like, I love the look of this. And which one had one of this has a really, really cool, I'm gonna get to the one with the really cool features. Then we get The Crimson Kimono, and I think, yeah, that's the only one for this one, is The Crimson Kimono. I do like the other. This is a cool looking like cover alternate artwork, going from this here to this very, very different artwork. Oh no, he was so concise when it came to his films. He did not. For a lot of his films, like the way I see Fuller is he didn't waste your time. Like there's not a wasted like ounce of film in his films. And just give an idea, like one of these films here is actually his early films. Shockproof, right? Yeah, is actually directed by the famous Douglas Sirk, who did a lot of amazing like Hollywood films, so that's definitely what you get. You're going to get like your Fuller stuff, and you're going to get Sirk as well. This one here has a lot of features on here. This is where we start to get the features in there. Like, what's really cool is basically Samuel Fuller did an interview with Tim Robbins, and it was done for an Adam Simon documentary. And I'm not talking about a small interview. So basically, the typewriter, the rifle, and the movie camera. It's 194 minutes long. So I just want to like let that sink in for a minute. The interview on this one here runs 194 minutes. That's longer than the longest cut of Waterworld. That's a lot. That's a lot too. And you can take it in slowly over time. Obviously, it's not something you're gonna probably listen to in one night, but if you watch my videos, maybe it is. So, but again, the Crimson Kimono has a 194-minute long interview with the director Samuel Fuller, which is incredible. It's amazing. And last but not least is Underworld USA. And again, you get some great features on here as well. And so the interview on this one here is called 1 to 6, basically, right? So 194 minutes long, unedited interview footage of Samuel Fuller in conversation, 194 minutes long. That's not the whole interview. You think would be, wouldn't you? But it's not. Nope. There is a second part from 7 to 12, which runs 212 minutes. Hey, Sculder. 212 minutes long. 194-minute first part of that interview. The second part of the interview runs 212 minutes long. And that is not even including a Samuel Fuller masterclass with Wim Wenders, which runs at 62 minutes long. All the booklets that are on here, all the other like smaller featurettes. It is an amazing masterclass. That's at least 2.5 Waterworlds. It's an amazing masterclass of cinema by one of the great directors in my opinion, one of the great directors of all time. I will stand by that. I'm a huge Samuel Fuller fan. Really? I got Vampires. I don't have Ghosts of Mars. It's not one of my favorite like Carpenter films, but I really got to get it. I'm a completist. But if it's like a long interview like that, I would definitely be all about that. I will rebuy Vampires for like a long interview. But there you go, guys. That is all of the indicator stuff that I got in my collection, and there is so much more indicator goodness like on that sale. I recommend before like this week sometime, like I'm going to do another video on on indicator. So this is just the indicator stuff that I got. With the big sale coming up, it's going to be a huge sale. I will go into the indicator website. I'll probably bring my computer down here. We'll do like before, we'll do a deep dive into Indicator's library. We'll look at all their different titles. And I didn't want to get that done tonight because I knew this video was going to be just showing the indicator stuff, and going through all this was going to take a while. And I wanted to get that portion of it done. So if you guys are interested, and if you want me to do it, I can do what I do. And I will I'll bring my computer down. I'll get the website up. I'll bring everything up, but we can actually talk about all the indicator titles that are available. We can look at the stuff that went out of print, that came back in print. We can actually just look at what the box sets are, check out some of the pricing, kind of guesstimate what the pricing is going to be for indicator and the sale, and just kind of figure out exactly what our dream list is and what we can actually get, type of thing. Because they're obviously, for me, it's going to be very different. Yeah, I love that fact about them. They do release a lot of these lesser known films, like films that you may have heard of, but you may not have gotten the chance to see. And I feel they're getting better with each and every release that they put out. I really think that every indicator release, it just seems like each one gets a little bit better than the last. Now, with the Norman J. Warren set, they used Digipacks, which was, I think, was the first time for that, which looks really interesting. I do want to get that set. That's one of the sets that's on my list that I want every indicator set. It's a really nice looking set. I know there was a certain issue with one of the films, like in Semonide. I'm not sure if it was like a sound issue or like some kind of glitch type of thing, but I know that they're doing like they will be doing. I don't, Jacob. I have most of them. I don't have the Norman J. Warren set, which I'm a huge Norman J. Warren fan, so I will get. And I don't have the Marlene, I think Marlene Dietrich set. I think this Dietrich Steinberg. I can't remember the name of it now. That other set. See, I still got to have it because there's just so many, Dave. There's so many different features and like some in there, and I do really need inseminide, which I know Vinegar Syndrome don't have the rights to. But I really want inseminide, and I really want those other commentaries. I think you're getting some like the Sam Deegan, Cat Ellinger type commentaries coming on to those other ones. So there's enough on the new set that I can justify like getting it. So seeing people pass one went with the other. One of the things that I want to do is eventually get that set and do a. Well, I have a region free player. Don't you have a region free player now, Kathleen? Or you're getting one? Is basically what I want to do is eventually what I'm going to do is when I get the other set is I'm going to watch them. I'm going to watch the Vinegar Syndrome ones again. I'm going to watch the indicator ones, and I'll do a review of like kind of a versus type of thing. We'll do like a review versus Vinegar Syndrome versus indicator, and see how that goes. We'll look at packaging, we'll look at features, we'll look at presentation, and just see exactly who comes out on top. I'll be very interested to see, because as far as it goes, right now, Vinegar Syndrome is the biggest up and comer in North American. Like they just like as far as promoting themselves and doing well, they're just doing an amazing job. And when it comes to the UK, Indicator is definitely the quickest moving up and coming company in the UK. I would love to see like I'm a huge fan of Michelle. I'm a huge fan of Arrow as well, and I actually I love to listen to Michelle talk about Arrow. So I would love to see like a time that they can maybe like it's a dream thing. It's like, some people talk about like their favorite, like, like what happens with Freddy versus Jason or Jason versus Michael or stuff like that. For me as a movie collector, my dream thing is like when companies team up together to make an ultimate box set type of thing. I would love to see what Indicator and Arrow could do together. It would just be really interesting to see something like that. I'm a geek. I'm a dyed in the wool like movie collecting geek, obviously. I know the thing, and that's the killer thing. My better half spent a ton of money buying me Hell Comes Frogman. Hey, Cinematech. I had to put it in there. I had to put some reference in there. Did you like it, by the way? You can be honest. Did you like the podcast? It was a different one than what I normally do, but I did try to put some really unique stuff in there, especially by what I started out with. I wanted to do something. I wanted to put some different stuff in there. Uh, but yeah, it's always going to be killer for me with the Frogtown one because it looks so good, and my better half spent so much money on the original because I got one of the 1,000 copies of Frogtown that came out with it from Arrow Video with the booklet and everything. So and Doctor Who Distant Discussion. Yeah, that I wanted to give Doctor Who some love in there, which I did. If you guys haven't heard the gist of this episode yet, please definitely check it out. Um, we had a lot of fun, and we sold each other on certain things. So that's always good. That's always a thing you want to do. It was good. I always stress, Michelle. That's kind of my thing. Like I seem super super calm like here, but when I get outside of my comfort zone a bit, I oh, Cinematech Friday, starting this Friday until Monday, Indicator is having their once a year sale. So you can expect to see some really good prices on some really amazing stuff. Definitely check it out. That's what we've been talking about for the last 80 minutes now, is the Indicator sale. I went through my entire Indicator thing, but don't worry, don't fret. I'm actually going to be doing another video I'd say we're getting at least 50% off. If it's their once a year, Cinematheque, this is their one-time sale. They only do one sale a year. I definitely say that. Oh, thanks, Dale. Uh, uh, what release am I most looking forward to? I mean, it's really hard to say right at this point because not everything has been announced yet. Uh, I know it's going to seem kind of quirky, but I am kind of interested in Trilogy of Terror 2. That's definitely on my list of ones that I want to pick up. I know there's like, I'm not including the Godzilla set or anything like that because that's going to be like a November buy for me during the Barnes and Noble sale type of thing. But it's really hard to tell at this point at what's going to be my big release for October, my big horror release, which is what I'm thinking. Jon Pertwee set comes out in October here. So that's the thing. I'm actually Green Death. The Green Death might actually be one of my 31 Days of Horror ones that I do a review of. But as for like the stuff that's coming out, I'm not sure yet. I'm going back and forth on a lot of things. I do want to pick up Murder Rock from Scorpion Releasing, which is not obviously it's been out for a while, but I don't have it. But it's one that I do want to pick up and probably do a review of during October. So that's definitely high on the list of movies that I want to get during October. But as for like what's being released, uh, we'll go with Trilogy of Terror right now because I can't really think. I know there's an Omen set coming out, which looks really, really amazing. And if you don't have Omen, and even if you got it, it's like this is going to be the ultimate Omen set. Scream Factory looks to be doing an amazing job with this. So that's incredible. Kino's putting out a bunch of really good stuff. If you're a 3D horror fan, Parasite is coming out with a with apparently like a really good release, and it's going to be in real 3D. So if you got a 3D TV or a PSVR, you're set for watching Parasite, seeing Demi Moore in 3D. So that's going to be a really cool release. There's just so much. It's almost too much to and like this is what it's so good to talk to you guys here about, is I'm just trying to figure that out. Pet Sematary 2 is fun. I mean, I like Clancy Brown. Um, like I'm there. Well, I'm pretty much there for anything Clancy Brown did. I see. Not a lot of people are going to remember the show, but there's a show used to come on. It didn't last very long, called Earth 2, and you got like it's a science. It was a science fiction series. Um, yeah, Mosquito. I got Mosquito. That's a really fun one. And it had like Clancy Brown in it, and it had Tim Curry. Now, just like wrap your mind around that that there's a TV show that had Clancy Brown and Tim Curry in it, and for some reason, that show could not last on television. How 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 is that? How is that even a possibility that you put Clancy Brown in a show with Tim Curry, and it doesn't stay on the air? But it was a really good show. Earth 2, I remember watching it. I remember the first day that it aired. I watched it all the way through. And I would love to see like Kino. Kino's who I want to put it out actually. I would love to see Kino do like a Blu-ray release of it because they're Outer Limits. If you don't have the Outer Limits like release of like Kino release of the Outer Limits series, like seasons 1 and 2, it's just amazing. I recommend it to everybody. It's insane how well the transfer was, and the amount of like commentaries and features over the both of those sets. It is mind numbing. It is amazing. And with all that being said, at 88 minutes long, my voice has lasted way longer than I thought it would. And it is definitely time for tea. Unfortunately, I've got a lot of indicator box sets to put back. What's the best slasher out of all time? It really depends. I mean, for me, I'm going to go with Black Christmas because that's my favorite. But My Bloody Valentine's fantastic. The Prowler's a really good one. Of course, Halloween, Friday 13th Part 2, Friday 13th Part, the one that most people don't like, Part 5. A little bit sleazier, but actually really fun. Anyway, we'll get into that another time. Again, guys, thank you so much for coming in tonight. I am Aaron. You guys are the movie club. You guys have made this night rock, and you guys are awesome. As always, you guys are awesome, and you bring it. You always bring it. Thank you so much for that. Have a great evening. For me right now, my face is really, really going, and it is time for tea. Enjoy the rest of your evening then.